Good evening, gamers. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Friend or Foe Season 7, Super Week, Week 5, Day 2. We're in the second game of the day. We have In the Trees versus Art of War Esports. Sorry for the slight delay. Had a little bit of a tech issue, but we are good to go. My name is Chris Sunga. I'll be your play-by-play caster this evening. And here with me is Theracles. Hello, Theracles. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Back here with Game 2. Already got the draft started up underway. Lots of picks coming through. So, yeah, just jump right into it. A lot of respect coming through with the bans. The Rel, super strong position right now. Malachi, been playing through a lot of the teams, so definitely got to get that. And then, might as well double up on the trees, get them all out of here. I have to take away from, ironically, in the trees for all the tree hate. All right. Art of War, of course.
Okay. All right.
Fantastic from Bow Explode. And then we got Zillion, fantastic play by He Who Slops, one of his staples. And Kaisa is just super strong anyways. Get that out, so fantastic.
Good to know. Okay, we just got confirmation that Twitch could for sure hear the soundboard. Great. Excellent news. Okay, Sejuani taken off the board from Bow Explode as well, picked up by Art of War Esports. Crims has played Sejuani before in the past. I can't remember if it's here in Season 7, but has played it in FOF in general, I believe. We have Alistar from He Who Slaps, another staple champion for him as well. We usually get the trio I usually expect from He Who Slaps is we get Zillion, Alistar, Nautilus, or something like that. But Kane picked up for Bow Explode. I think this is Bow's first Kane game in FOF.
Yeah, I was going to be really excited for the Kane support that you were predicting, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Situation. We can see Bow's Kane, which I don't think we've ever seen, like you said, so I'm excited to see how that goes. I don't think we've really ever seen him play that kind of style. He really likes the Sejuani, the Hekrims, those kind of things that, play well with setting up the engage for the team. So excited to see this switch up, especially I would imagine he's going to go more red than blue, but I would be happy to see that flipped. Fantastic expectations for these bottom laners between Kenny and He Who Slops, and of course Letters and Oriri. Just super powerful bot lanes, especially in this season. INT's bot lane has just been pretty much rock solid. I think Pog Trappist joining the team has been like their super pillar, but other than that, it's just been a lot of action I'm expecting in this bot lane. Letters stepping in, I love that guy. He performs really well. I think he's really smart. He's also like really good at telling his laner that he wants to do things with, so really communicative in that way, and I think Aurelia's going to have a lot of play around that as well. So excited to see if they're going to be getting exciting champions too for Samira and Aurelia's beloved
Renata,
thank you. I was just blanking on the name, so
yeah.
To see this spot lane play out.
Yeah, Renata Glask for Oriri. Excited to see that as well. Oriri's played Renata Glask I think twice in Season 7, a couple times in some of the off-season tournaments like Captain's Draft or like Road to Heroic. So excited to see that again. I believe you played it in past seasons as well. And yeah, you were mentioning, Letters, extremely smart player, great AD carry, just great player in general. We usually see him as a substitute for Art of War Esports, but in the past we've always seen him. We've seen in the past as a starter sometimes, and when he was playing as starter, he what was definitely a favorite to watch. But now as a substitute, we don't get to see him as often, but still here on Art of War Esports, which is super exciting. Camille picked up for Tadeus for Art of War Esports. Tadeus substituting in for Trollsing You today. Tadeus, I don't remember if he's played so far in Season 7, but he will be playing Art of War today against In the Trees, which is a classic matchup he's played against before. And Cassiopeia for Pagtropist. For Pagtropist, we haven't seen too much yet because he joined as a starter around, I want to say, week 3. So I believe we've only seen like the Victor for him, and I think maybe a Syndra yesterday, I believe. I can't remember, but yeah. And then lastly, we have Mordekaiser for Broccoli. Thoughts on the INT draft so far, Theracles?
The draft, I think, isn't quite the INT I'm used to seeing. I think the Ashe is kind of an interesting thing. Kenny likes to play, a lot more things like Vayne and stuff. You probably would have also liked the Samira too. So I was surprised by the first pick on that, but it's okay. I can still see it playing super strong into this. A lot of CC coming through from the team, especially with the Cassio. It's going to give Bo a lot of space to move around these team fights. So I'm excited to see exactly how he plays this new style. And just the top lane running it back for the Mordecai versus Camille. We're going to get part 2 and see exactly how these to pilot that and how exciting that's going to be. And Cassio versus Azir, I'm kind of on it. We'll see how it plays out. But specifically, I think looking at the way that they ended up landing here, I think I'm going to give the edge to INT despite the scoreline. I think Art of War has a lot of substitutes stepping in this game, like you said, between the top, mid, and AD carry. So that's a lot to be changing at this point in the game. INT, although their score's not great, they've been finding more success lately. Now that they've more stabilized their roster. So I'm going to give INT the benefit of the doubt unless Bo does something crazy on the Kane. So
yeah, absolutely. Very excited to see the Kane pick from Bo explode. I think that's super exciting. We haven't seen him play before, but he's used to playing, the J4, the Hecarim, the staples that will help carry his team. Sometimes the Sejuani as well. But this time, Crims is the one piloting it. And yeah, very excited to see this. Art of War been on a rampage so far in the trees. Just now picking up the pace. And since Olympus Amber has dropped out, their playoff dreams are alive. It is possible for them. I think it's still possible for most, for all teams. I think there's still enough games for it. But I think we're good to go, unless producer tells me we're not. So let's just get into the game. Here we go. In the Trees versus Art of War Esports. Let's get into it. Super exciting game here. Game 2 of week 5, day 2. Here we go.
Yeah, gonna jumping on the Rift here. No last minute role swaps happening this time, so glad to see that. Nothing thrown at us at the last second. And I don't know. I don't expect anything crazy. I think we're just gonna see the standard 5-man, and then just kind of chilling.
Yeah, I peg INT as the type of team to always try to go for those crazy level ones. But I mean, it's possible for them, but they don't have the most comforting tools to support such a decision. Plus, with the Kane, I imagine they don't want to try to risk too much early on. But gamble could be worth it. Who knows?
It's true. I think we're gonna want to see a lot of small skirmishes coming out from Bo, right? As he's wanting to transform. If he wants to go the red, he's going to have very limited options between finding Crims or going for top. Could be fine though, because he can play around Broccoli. Those two are really good together. However, I don't think they traditionally spend that much time together. So that I think Crims can definitely control the pace of this game if it takes, if he can slow down Bo's skirmishes and stop his transformation and just really punish him for how horrible it feels to play Kane because he's not a full champion yet. So I'm gonna be looking at Crims to really be deciding how this early game pans out for Art of War.
Yeah. I'm very curious about the Bo versus Krebs matchup, but I'm also curious about Pagtropis. Pagtropis, like we mentioned before, new starter into INT, started week 3. Now getting into the groove of things, now understands how Friend or Foe works, how competitive League of Legends flows with INT, and I'm very curious to see how he's going to be able to step up his laning, step up his roaming, step up his overall team play to try to get some of these early advantages. We saw yesterday not too much was able to be granted from that mid lane right away, but we've seen Pagtropis still able to play lanes really well, mostly on the Victor. It's the first time we're seeing him on the Cassiopeia, so I'm very curious to see how he'll play.
Yeah, that's very fair. I think you hit a good point there, where you're figuring out how to play on Fender Foe, how to play on a team in a league, right? Where there's so many eyes on you, there's ways that people can get information about you. This isn't solo queue, there's a lot of decision making that does go into these plays and how it can really affect things on a larger scale. So I think a lot of players, even though they feel really good on solo queuing, that they sometimes don't find as much success as they probably would have anticipated because of that difference. So
yeah,
an excellent point to really bring up, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. And here comes the aggression we talked about, as he's going to find him.
Okay, Krim's going for the invade. Actually steals away the blue buff from Bo Explode. That's not what you want to see if you're him right now. That's unfortunate. A little bit of a delay for this Kane. But love that coordination by Crims and Tadeus to both walk kind of together there to ensure that, worst case, if they don't get the blue buff, they're just able to walk away safe, maybe even get a kill if Bo decides to continue. But yeah, great play.
Yeah, I agree. The controlling of the waves was really good, especially from the substitute communications. Getting a spot out from the war, so I don't expect anything too crazy here. If anything, Crims could move over and do something about it, but don't expect it to be. even though he lost the blue buff, it might like slow off his pacing a little bit, but I think he's going to do fantastic. He's just going to heal up. He's got plenty of sustain to still make a play if he wants to. He's not forced out of anything by any means, just from that simple play. So, but
Yeah,
good move by Crims all around.
yeah, little victories, you know, little victories.
Oh yeah, yeah. If I know one thing, it's about victories in my, I don't know,
In your time in FOF.
record. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta come play again, man. I mean,
no, we're done. Remember?
right.
So,
We're
trick
done.
me here.
Right.
I was gonna clip that, put a picture of my hands next to it.
Oh man, God, I remember playing against you. Great times.
Ah, yes.
Early times in FOF. Okay, Bow Explode sees Crimson
Sending
and decides to go. Yeah, full sending it. He realizes that he has his teammates with him. Oribi has to flash away too. Crims running really low on health. He masterfully flashes away from He Who Slops His Knockup. Letters and Prolupal have now joined the fight. Bow Explode flashes away to safety, and Crims that entire time kept peppering him. Gets first blood. Kenny Hammer Spike just autoing, and the rest of Art of War can't do anything about it. 2 kills go over to the side of INT, while INT members are running at a sliver of health left.
Yeah, that was really well played. I was getting real scared there when Bo just kind of went in, but he was able to buy a lot of time. And on top of that, Art of War had a pretty good communication play. The bot lane from INT pretty much copied that, came up, and He Who Slops really just flashed over the wall immediately on the play. So really well played and coordinated on the bottom side. I'm really liking what I see from He Who Slops on this Alistair. A little bit different than the bot lane, like we said, and I think there's a lot of exciting things. Letters did really well too, was just not quite able to have as much range as the other carries could, so just kind of paid for that. But it's just going to set this 2v2 skirmish mid lane back a little bit, but it's good.
Yeah.
Resources are used, and we'll be looking at Dragon here probably pretty shortly based off these new staggered backings. So
that looked so entertaining to see for the mind game fans, for the chess players that play League of Legends. Like, it really did look like Art of War. I don't know if this 100% was going on in Art of War's head, but it looked like for a second there, Art of War said to themselves, like, I think Bo's gonna go for the scuttle. I think Bo's gonna go maybe sneak this dragon. Let's all just wait for him right here. And Bo and team decide, hey, actually, I think they're gonna wait for me. We should just fight him here. Love to see that.
Yeah. The other thing I love about that situation sometimes is neither planned, and you just and then
Yeah.
They totally planned.
I could be giving them way too much credit. Oh man. Yeah.
We'll have to double check on that if we get the interview with INT and see what their plan was there. Shake it.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get some insight on some of these players is by checking out the Friend or Foe Connect. So make sure that if you haven't already,
man,
checking out that. There's a lot of artwork put into that, a lot of content creation going on, lots of good stuff in there. So make sure that you're at least checking that out in between intermissions. Fantastic content.
Yeah, man. FFesports.com/press. I got to beat the Zero Gravity Gaming owner. If anyone knows that league, thought that was super cool, super awesome guy, super nice guy. Decided to retire, and I could relate. So, great interview. Got power rankings in there, players of the week, all that stuff. We got the stats. Yeah, check it out. But yeah, very excited to see how this next. Brock Lee disconnected. Looks like he did come back though. Might have just been for a second there. But yeah, excited to see how all of that actually starts to transpire or transpose into something else. Bow Explode ended up getting an assist there, getting a bit of a lead back from losing that blue buff. Great play by INT. Very coordinated. Was super excited to see that. Even caught Art of War Esports off guard, who's been on a rampage so far this season with their decision making and their macro play. But INT showing that they are back and ready to play in FOF again.
Exactly. Nothing much going on with that chain whip. Kane has accelerated his camp clearing a bit, so he's starting to get a small lead, but nothing that's going to be too crazy or they can't close out. Pretty standard things coming through here. Just still early on in the game. Cassio's getting that tier stacking, and just for honor of Edrith, because he loves to bring it up. Cassiopeia is eventually going to have that diff where you just don't need to buy boots.
True.
Don't buy boots. So
item slot diff. Yeah, item slot diff, man.
Right.
So broken.
Starting it up, so we'll see if it's contested or not. I think.
Yeah, Ardvor deciding to start this dragon, and Bow Explode dropping that Rift Herald in the mid lane to apply that pressure. It looks like INT is saying we don't care about the dragon right now. Kenny Hammer Spike and Hugh Slops slightly zoning over there top lane, just fighting it out, maybe making it so both sides decide to not leave the lane for whatever reason, but neither of them have teleport, so it's not like a big fight could happen there. But yeah, good plays from both sides. Art of War gets that dragon. INT gets a lot of gold in Pagtropous's pocket through that Rift Herald.
Yeah, and the scaling is going to begin. Cassiopeia, again, the tier, and the Catalyst is going to be a slow-moving start, but from there on, it's going to feel real good. Broccoli has this giant shield that he doesn't care about if he's taking damage, so just stun on him a little bit. This seems like a bait back, but I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, we have Crims hovering that bot side slightly. Might decide to go for a gank, or he's just clearing vision. Can't see just yet. But all lanes roughly even at the moment, especially CS-wise. Broccoli in today is actually Broccoli decides to go for an all-in. Bow Explode is here for the follow-up. When Tadeus comes out of it, he's not gonna be excited to see Bow Explode. Oh no! Oh no! They don't get it. He doesn't get the flash Q. I think he tried a Q flash there. I don't know if. All right, dude. I don't know. I don't know if that's how that works. I've never played Kayn, but looked like he was attempting like a Q flash there just in case. Oh man, that's so unlucky.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. You know, when you take a new champion, there's some small things to work out. I'm sure Bo would make the same mistake twice, but unfortunately, just a small mechanical diff this one time.
Yeah, unfortunate for them, but not too much lost. Bow Explode flash taken, but in exchange for Tadeus' flash, so Broccoli is going to feel nice about that. Tadeus is going to have teleport fairly shortly. Broccoli in half that amount of time, or sorry, double that amount of time, and no neutral objective out just yet. We're just going to start to see all these lanes just start to put their opponents to the test. They have their items now. Maybe they can start to get some leads against their opponents. This might be a skill check between some of them. But everyone just farming naturally.
Yeah, and you know, Bo now finishing his mythics can get real tanky. I'm pretty sure at this point he is going to be going for the red with the amount of targets he's been prioritizing in a good amount of skirmishes, so he's got to be pretty close. We'll be seeing some of that here soon, I imagine. And then, you know, from there, that's when Kayn kind of gets unlocked. So with that, he's going to...
Oh my god. Okay. Today is trying to go for it. The reverse all in. Okay, Crims is here to stop Kayn from dashing forward. Crims has to flash out. Today doesn't have flash anymore. That's the payment from the last gank. So there we go. Bow Explode and Broccoli finally able to get that kill onto Tadeus up in the top lane. Good for them. And able to get some damage onto that tower as well. Crims gonna have to stay back there and defend, giving Bow Explode maybe some time to do other things as well, or help this laner push for some more turret plates.
Yeah. More golds always feels good in the back of the pocket. If he is missing just a little bit of the transformations, might be what he's going for there. And yeah, feeling pretty good if you're INT right now with a 3-0 score. Gold lead is starting to balloon, but for this point in the game, it is starting to be surmisable that they might have to be kind of thinking if Art of War really wants to trade over that.
Okay, Oriri decides to go for Kenny Hammerspike. Kenny Hammerspike might have been too far without his support. Has to use the arrow. He who slops was not there to be able to help Kenny Hammerspike. He's out warding. Oriri flashing forward. Gonna pop the Renata ulti. He who slops pops that Alistar ulti as well to keep himself safe. And yeah, one kill over to the bot lane of Art of War Esports. Unfortunate misstep by Kenny Hammerspike there. Probably shouldn't have been that close with support still warding. But Art of War gets that punish.
Yeah, a little far forward on the Ashe, which happens sometimes. And, you know, 26 reasons why you're better, and that's because he has all the letters. So let's go.
All right, man. All right. You're dead.
You know?
I'm definitely.
That's what I'm here for today.
I am definitely casting with you again.
You know what that means?
All right. Okay, Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. We're starting to see Crims start to walk towards that side on the minimap. We have Azir backing as well for Lupul. He doesn't have teleport, so this could be a good opportunity for INT to start to walk towards that dragon. We'll see how they decide to approach it. Crims actually deciding to defend that one area. It does get spotted out by the scrying plant. So now everyone slightly hovering this dragon. They might choose to ignore it. Bow Explode was spotted out by a ward there over the wall. Well placed by Riri. Doesn't get seen by that pink ward, which is great. Or that control ward, rather. Great placement. That's a sword blue ward right there. 100%. That's a sword blue ward. Yeah.
Alright, the patience is slow.
Okay, oh no, here it goes. It's just like you're saying, Crims decides to go in. He who slaps ends up removing his CC. Oriri is getting really low. Bow Explode's gonna take him down shortly. Kenny Hammerspike getting focused though, gets taken down as well. We have another teleport. Now Tadeus has joined the fight as well. He who slaps goes down. Art of War, all members are here. Pagtrop is the only one not available, and that's going to be 4 kills over to the side of Art of War Esports for 0. Bro, I swear, dude.
Listen, this is my last game of cast. I gotta get them all in there. So
yeah.
There was a lot of great things. Crims went ahead. It was just starting the playoff. Double teleport on the backside was fantastic ward place. I don't know who put that down earlier, but really gave a fantastic position for both Tadeusz and ProLupo to come in and have great positions for their ults. Bo was able to get in the backline and put a lot of pressure on Letters, but really Oriri was able to kind of cancel it out with whatever that ability is where you don't die. And actually, if he saves both Letters and Crims at the end with that. So really well played from Oriri to keep those members alive in the fight, trading it back. It looked real messy for a minute, but Art of War not on top.
The ability where you don't die. I get you, man. I get you.
Do you know what it's called?
No, God, no.
Okay,
oh, there's too many. No. No. Oh, it's called Bailout. Thank you, producers. Wow. Okay, glad someone knows. Thank you. And yes, my mistake. Aruri was the one to go down from Art of War Esports. So there was a 4-for-1, but still crazy fight. Big swing for Art of War Esports. Gold still in favor currently to INT. Might be due to a lot of these turret plays that were taken early, especially with that Rift Herald and that early gank top lane. So, I mean, still roughly even game. INT could be a little bit sad about that fight, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. We're starting to see Crims and actually Bow Explode starting to hover this top side a little bit. They both spot each other out, so they decide to just retreat. They don't have the element of surprise anymore, so might decide to transpose mid lane. Crims still hovering here, helping out Tadeus push out this lane, maybe letting it back or something. Bow Explode ends up engaging onto ProLupo. ProLupo pops the Azir ulti, but Bow Explode pops the Kayn ulti to avoid it. ProLupo goes down to Pagtropis. Cassiopeia ulti grabs Oriri. Oriri's bailout goes on, but it doesn't actually do anything there. And a teleport from Pagtropis, the most based teleport I've ever seen in Friend or Foe Season 7, everybody. Welcome here.
There's just something about this energy of I don't need my summoner spells, I guess, so... so feels good. You know, a little far forward. Probably played that as well as he could. Bo played it better, just anticipating, following him through his dash with the ultimate, put him in a great spot, and Ariris in the wrong spot, not able to quite catch up to his mid laner, and Pogtrappus really just put the ult on him immediately, and just picks up some more kills. So INT finding their footing right back. Pretty much puts us right back in the state we were before the game too. So yeah,
INT lost a fight earlier, but able to just claw back. I mean, INT has been really good at coordinating these little skirmishes when it's just, you know, 3v3, 4v4, or 2v2, 3v3. I mean, Art of War had that crazy 4v4 fight. I mean, it was super weird because all the timing was off on everyone entering the fight, but, you know, still great to see from both sides. INT playing to their strengths, Art of War trying to do the same as well. Bow Explode, very active in this jungle. Crims getting spotted out by a ward here. Not too much to be gained, I think, by that side. But, yeah, great plays by both sides so far.
Yeah, I would agree. And, you know, one lane they haven't really touched on much is this mid lane. Both fantastic players. We touched on Pogtrappus and his abilities, but also ProLupo taking his substitution spot here is pretty good. ProLupo's been, you know, playing, I think, since season 2?
Season 2.
Season 1? I don't know, but... yeah, he's been a staple through FWF, been with us a very long time, really talented, found his way into the finals for Season 4 in Luna against the UB, so clearly a really skilled player as well, has a lot of experience performing on the stage and overall, so excited to see his performance here against Pogtrappus, as they both had one really good team fight each, and it's going to be a matter of who does the third, I think. So.
Yep, absolutely, yeah. Proluple originally playing on HBK. Actually, his original. Oh, okay. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, camera's going away, but Crims pops that ulti onto Kenny Hammerspike. Kenny Hammerspike able to just walk away, but a teleport from Brock Lee. Letters gets deleted. Riri gets knocked up as well. Same goes to Hin. Crims, the only one left to try to defend this tower. Proluple has joined the fight as well, but a teleport is coming through from Tadeus. Okay, 3 members of Art of War are here, but 5 members of INT have arrived. There's still a tower in favor of Art of War Esports, though. So can INT finish this fight? It looks like they can. Crim's running really low as well. They have with 1 HP left. That's going to be all 5 members of Art of War Esports going down to In the Trees, ace, and they get this bot tower. Huge swing for In the Trees.
Let's go in the trees. I would like to point out that I would love to get you the air horn, but I think Chris is going to yell at me if I do it again.
Right.
You played it fantastically.
Yeah.
I think my biggest critique from Art of War is that they seem to be really late on the TP. Like, they didn't commit it until I think 2 other members were already dead. So I think at that point, once the Letters gets grabbed by the Brock Lee, Mordekaiser E, I think you just kind of take your losses there. I think we just kind of bit off more than we could chew on the re-engage and are going to pay very, very heavily for it on this. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Great plays from INT there. Fantastic team fight awareness and patience from all sides, from all members of INT. They're going to enjoy that swing. Now, the free dragon goes over to them as well. So now we're going to see how these lane assignments go as well. Bot tower already taken down. Most likely, we're going to see Pagtropis start walking down there. 80 carry and support in the mid lane, like usual, like we always see. And we'll start to see how INT can start to play the map game. Because not a lot needs to happen now. In theory, no more fights really need to happen for INT to win this. They can just, keep just outpacing them. But alas, not every League of Legends game is perfect. We see Art of War Esports sending 3 members to potentially deal with Brock Lee. Tadeus baiting him in forward slightly. He's going to get stunned up. Brock Lee not going to be able to survive for much longer. Does pop the Shadow Realm, though, onto, I believe it looks like Crims at the moment. Crims running really low on health as well. Now the rest of INT have arrived. Pagtropis is here as well. And now Art of War is just on the back pedal. They have to just keep retreating. 4 members of INT versus 2 left. The rest of Art of War can't join that fight. They're cut off. And this is going to be a barren start for the side of In the Trees.
All right, no fight on the table for Art of War to contest. They're going to have to do a straight-up fight if they want to. Coming at it from all angles, Brock Lee is very low. Very low resistance on the table.
Yeah, okay, might be a start. Renata ulti goes through. Tadeus is in the back line going on to Kenny Hammerspike, but he who slots goes... but this Samira is huge. Letters was big there, but goes down. Pagtropis the only one left. Tadeus now goes down. This is a 1v2. Can he do this? Pagtropis running really low on health. Baron is the one to actually land the last auto attack, I think. From my visual, at least, looked like Baron killed him. And that's going to be an ace for Art of War Esports. Score is now 14-10 in favor of INT. Crazy close game so far.
Wow, there's a lot of things that just happened in the last minute. I was going to make a comment about he who stops. Oh, yeah, they're going for Baron. Sick, okay.
Yeah,
Pick that up. You guys are in that one. But he who stops is this red cape where he seems to show up in these plays where I think people are going to dive and he flashes forward and just saves them. But then Art of War take this Baron fight and just pop off. I really love to play from Letters and Ryu to keep the bailout and keep it going through the ultimate once again. Gets a couple of kills, and Pagtropis is huge right now. Doing a lot of damage. Will still find some kills, but Proluple ends up cleaning up the fight. So just solid play, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually insane for Art of War Esports now. This game feels so back and forth. Scoreboard is in favor of INT right now, but the game just feels so crazy with all these big decisive fights happening. I mean, big decisive fight for a Baron, and INT keep going for these skirmishes that, in most cases will lead to like a tower or something. In their last huge team fight led up to a tower and a dragon. So both these teams just playing these team fights so well, so great by both sides. And now I might see a dive.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I don't think so. Not quite yet, but they're playing the team fights and the mental fortitude so well. After being, aced yourself, it's really hard to come back through that mental battle. And the war show up, especially a team member down. So now it's INT's turn to see if they can It's the same thing.
Okay, INT walking from the flank right now. All members from both sides are starting to converge towards this 1 point. Pagtropis also on the flank as well. This is huge for INT. They get the stun. They got Oriri. They get Samira. Letters goes down. Oriri's running really low on HP. Crims now also getting peppered down. Kenny Hammerspike takes down Oriri. Crims the only one left in this fight. He's going to go down. 3 more kills handed over to In the Trees. The fights just keep going.
Yeah, this game has no shortage of just all-out brawls, so I'm really liking it to see it. I'm sure you need a drink of water, so go ahead and take that if you need.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that.
Just battling out here and there, but really just well played, forcing a lot of pressure. I don't know if they knew that Pagtropis was down there waiting for him. Just a huge ulti position that he was able to go over the wall and just really be kind of uncontested as members of Art of War just kind of scrambled to choose a direction, and were unsuccessful to really find a way to punch a hole out. So
yeah,
just fantastic map play. I think overall there was that early, mechanical misplay by Bo, but since then I think he's been performing really well on this Kane. 6-2 and 7, finding a lot of success, slowing down team fights where he needs to, and just really terrorizing members if Riri misses a bailout on him. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fantastic plays by Bo Explode, even though there was that one misstep earlier. Bo Explode, obviously one of our star junglers from way back when, and really showing up today, as well as Pagtropis. Pagtropis playing super well. Same with He Who Slaps as well. Some of these crazy engages and great zoning from He Who Slaps throughout most of these fights. Now, Art of War, the first ones to tag this dragon. INT might start something. Here comes the Renata ulti. Here comes the Azir ulti. He Who Slaps the one gets tagged. That's a huge Cassiopeia ulti. And that's Letters dashing forward. Not going to be able to get enough. Crims goes down. And that's 4 members of In the Trees going... Or sorry, 4 members of Art of War going down to In the Trees. Meanwhile, top lane, still a wet noodle fight. Both of those laners just keeping themselves there. But great fight by INT. Art of War. I don't know if I agree with starting that dragon there, knowing that your top laner doesn't have teleport. But, I mean, such is life, I guess.
Yeah, regardless, all the members go ahead and take the fight anyway. The bailout looked like it was about to be pretty huge, but then the Cassio ult just really turned it on top of the Crystal Arrow. So just a huge amount of CC that Art of War thought they would be able to get that pacing off, and then found a long time as their buttons were disabled. So really well layered by INT. Really goes to show the experience that these players have against each other, or playing on this stage and with each other. I mean, to be able to just really battle out the mental, like I said, and find these plays, find these situations that they need, especially against the current top team with the 8-1 score. So, just respect where it's due. INT still a long way to go in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an OVS fan, you're rooting for In the Trees right now. If Art of War lose this, OVS, I believe, would be... Oh, actually, I think did they lose last game? I can't remember. So sorry. Yeah, my bad. Never mind. They would not be tied. So sorry. But still, if you are a fan of any other team, you want Art of War to lose here for the sake of your team going up in standings. But In the Trees showing themselves really well in their match against Art of War. This is a rematch as well. This is the second half of the regular split. So everyone's starting to play their second game against all the opponents. Art of War got the better of INT on day 1, and it looks like INT want their revenge.
Yeah, moving through the game, with now 2 back-to-back team fights in the Trees pockets, it's definitely on them to, have the game. If they aren't careful, they could throw it. Art of War know exactly where they want to, take advantage of fights if someone makes a misstep. So they still have to be very careful. Got to be clean about their execution for this last part, but it's definitely their game to throw if that's the situation.
Yeah, their game to lose 100%. Okay, Baron coming up in about 30 seconds. We're going to start to see He Who Slaps start to walk towards there. Get that version. Should he feel the need to... Should INT feel the need to try to take it, he's going to try to go for those deeper wards. But INT, truly, they could just leave it up for now. They don't actually have to focus a whole lot onto it as long as they... as long as Art of War isn't allowed to sneak it. Starting to see both sides converge towards the middle of their lanes right now. Get those lanes pushing to try to get that push into their enemy jungle. INT starting to inch towards that top side jungle with He Who Slaps, trying to get that vision, laying down those pink wards. And yeah, top lane noodle fight still happening. This time just with Cassiopeia.
That's right. Just trying to control the waves, and again, this is where we decide who gets impatient, who makes a misstep. Just slowly moving through the field, but I don't know, man. We've iterated all the points, guys. You got to do something. Like, I'm not on top of this.
This is just casual laning. I mean, there's the idea here that Art of War, if they can recognize that Brock Lee is 100% alone on that half of the map, INT can just, Art of War can just rush it. There is that idea, but should they do so, that's gambling the Baron, because INT could just turn straight for it. I mean, there's a good chance that Pro Lupul on the Azir is allowed to defend them off. There's a chance he can poke them down. He's gonna opt to walk towards that top lane tower, or top lane wave at least, try to keep that pushing. Now what's crazy about this push is he doesn't have a Riri, Pro Lupul doesn't have a Riri sort of in the middle between him and the rest of his teams right now to start laying down vision within that Baron river and within INT's jungle. But the call seems to be, I mean, I assume the call seems to be this dragon that's going to be popping up fairly shortly, 38 seconds on them. Art of War esports members all backing, getting those ward refreshes. And INT, they have most of the vision on it right now, but INT might need to start walking over there, prevent any scanners, prevent them from dropping any wards, and it looks like INT gets a hold of the server first.
We're going to maintain the control. All summoners are on the board for all members.
Okay.
Both teams. So, back to the mechanical situation. Again, Art of War has to overcome this gold lead a little bit.
Okay, here we go. Bo Explode decides to go behind Art of War members. Teleports are coming through from both sides. Oriri running really low on health, has to use the bailout. Can he actually survive it? Does go down eventually to his own counterpart support. Pagtropis takes down Letters as well. Crim's down the back line. Brock Lee slams the hammer on him. And only 2 members of Art of War Esports are left to try to take down the rest of INT, but INT get a great knock-up. Cassio ulti goes live as well. Tadeus and Pro Lupul have to walk away from each other to separate themselves. Pagtropis going for the dive right now. I don't know if he can survive this. He does have Zhonya's. Does end up just walking away. Tadeus walks out of that alive as well. Pro Lupul also has to walk back to Fountain. The only 2 members left that can try to save this game for Art of War Esports in the trees. It's looking hot. Tadeus is getting peppered by Kenny Hammerspike. Okay, 4 members of INT are now pretty low, and some members of Art of War are walking up right now. INT has to backpedal away from this. They can't go for this dragon. That's too risky. Maybe they could say they could just rush the Baron and just gamble that Art of War hard focus is this dragon. But no, they're just going to decide to play it safe. Give up the dragon, it's theirs, and just recall.
Yeah, I think it's a good decision. I think they went a little hard, thinking they could end the game with a Cassiopeia dive. What I do love and I feel touched by is that both Brock Lee and He Who Slaps were there to tank the tower for him immediately once his Zhonya's ended. So, what true friends could you better ask for, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
That must feel good. Pro Loop was able to hold them up just a little bit, gives them 1 more stand. So, going to go ahead and take this dragon. 2 to 3 on that objective is going to feel pretty good. Other than that, again, we're in the same situation where we have to really, Art of War has got to be the one to come up with a creative solution, or INT have to really just make a big misstep. Baron is still on the table. That is pretty much the notorious spot where these mistakes happen, though. So, it is possible, but I think unlikely.
Yeah, mid inhibitor being down for Art of War is a huge boon for In the Trees. That's gonna feel so good with their map movement. They really can just play just like this. They know the next objective. Today is getting potentially caught out by Brock Lee. Does get taken down to half health. The rest of Art of War here. The Renata ulti goes live. Can that be enough? Letters with the bailout does go down to Bo Explode. Brock Lee taking down Tadeus as well. Crims, Pro Lupul, and Oriri now on the back pedal. The Azir ulti tries to fend them off, but it won't be enough. But that's a lot of damage coming from Pro Lupul. He has to go golden, but can he still escape this somehow? The bailout is live. Does get 1. He Who Slaps ends up taking him down, though. Oriri, the only one left, tried to save his teammate there, but just begins to walk out. Brock Lee puts him in the Shadow Realm and decides Oriri. Yeah, oh, he's leaving it to the supports. Oh, I love it. He Who Slaps. Oh, He Who Slaps declines the fight invitation. But I mean, for a good reason. In the Trees are knocking on the doors of Art of War's Nexus right now. They're both starting to hit it. Or Riri, the only one alive left. 3 seconds on Letters to try to come up. Can he do it? I don't think he can. There's not enough time. In the Trees, everybody takes down first place Art of War Esports. Dude.
That's right. Exciting. I had to get one more there before he fires me. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and be super excited for that. INT, like I said, coming back. That's both times now that the top teams have lost today. So really exciting shakeup here as we move into the second half of the split. A lot of teams getting their revenge for the first half. So really well played. I'm loving to see the way that these teams are shaking up and finding their footing and really their team synergy back at it, whether that's through shifting of roles or just realigning what your playstyle is. So really like to see the change in the Trees, both picking up some type of new playstyle, and just really well played overall. Like the map movements, and excited for what the second half holds for both of these teams.
Yeah, love to see it. We're seeing 1-to-1s so far when it comes to the head-to-heads. Love to see the rematches. Glad to see everyone still fighting in the Trees. What was basically bottom of the standings there. They took down Fat Pikachu. They took down Art of War Esports. The only thing that teams should be afraid of if you're first place is INT, it seems. Okay, INT will take down whoever the first place team is, apparently. So, anyway, yeah, great plays by INT. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be right back for the next game, which will be, I believe it will be ASG versus Blue Bayou Zoo. Fat Pikachu versus Pandas with Hats will not be happening. Pandas with Hats has forfeited. They did not have an eligible roster available in time, which is fine. It happens. No worries. And so Fat Pikachu will be taking the day off as well. So the next game will be the last game of the day, ASG versus Blue Bayou Zoo. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Shout out to Adobe Creative Cloud, Logitech Gaming, and Academy of Art. Catch you guys later. Thank you so much.
And now we're live. Okay, there we go. Got that going there. Hello, folks. Welcome back. I am your friendly neighborhood Shackcaster Sharkin, and I've got Kenny Hammerspike over here on the interview desk, coming off a fantastic win that has got to be making you feeling good, because that is the revenge win in the trees, taking down Art of War Esports. So I got to ask you, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's great to be back here on the winner's interview.
Certainly does. Just before we hop into it too much, I want to ask you about that draft, because I was getting kind of like a deja vu with the picks that Art of War was pulling out.
Yeah, their draft seems like pretty close to what we'd have drafted in the past. Like, they're taking like the Bow Explodes, Sejuani, Broccoli, Camille, and these try to deny our picks. But I think as a team, we've known our strengths and weaknesses with these kinds of comps, so I think we're able to outdraft that.
Yeah, you just certainly seem to be able to do that. As you were going throughout the course of that game, had it by the reins pretty well in hand. So I've got to ask you, now that you've taken down the top team, who the one who was considered number one, who do you think is going to be the next big crosshair, next big target in your crosshairs?
So taking down AWE felt fantastic, because they were one of our rivals throughout FF history, being some of the top teams. So we would like to also take down BBZ next, because we also have some history with them. We want to get revenge for playoffs from all seasons back.
That's true. That's really, really true. So why don't you go and give me a little bit of a preview of what you think is going to happen in this next game. We got Asura Gaming versus Blue Bayou Zoo. Who do you think is going to be pulling that one out? Because again, it's a classic versus one of the newcomers right now.
Yeah, BBZ has always been a solid team. They just had solid players in every single lane. But also with ASG, they have some really fantastic players. Piplup had a fantastic Blitzcrank game yesterday, so that's something to watch out for.
You think they're going to let Blitzcrank?
I don't think Blitzcrank will be allowed. So, because I think I would give the win to BBZ. I think they're a solid team overall.
Right,
whereas they have that team cohesion.
Agreed. Totally agree with you on that. And I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening going forward. And so, Kenny, it's great to have you back here on the victory screen. So hopefully we'll be seeing quite a bit more in the trees domination going forward. Just a little bit of classic friend or foe season 1 stuff going on.
Yeah, you can look forward to that in the future.
Awesome. All right. Well, Kenny, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. manager. And like I said, we've got Asura Gaming versus Blue Bayou Zoo coming up, folks. Don't go away. We will be right back.